Welcome back, mamas. Today's video is the second in the series of the Budget Homemaker. So while I get some eggs boiling and get breakfast made for the family, let's talk about how to afford to be a stay-at-home homemaker. So I come from a long family line of homemakers. So I am pretty accustomed to what things are necessary and what I can live without. But if you work through these steps, then you will be ready and able to afford to be a stay-at-home homemaker living on one income. Let's see how. First, get good with finances. Now, I want to put out a disclaimer here before I say any more. I am not giving financial advice, nor am I a financial expert. I naturally have a frugal mindset, and I had a very good example in my mom, who ran the finances for our family when I was growing up. She homeschooled my sister and I, so she taught us how to be money smart. If you don't have experience with sticking to a budget or being smart and intentional with your money, then I highly recommend buying Dave Ramsey's book, Financial Peace. I will put a link down in the description below for that. Dave Ramsey is really good with money, as he has made all the mistakes so you don't have to. Once you have a good grasp on this while you and your husband are still both working, then you will be ready to adjust to dropping to one income. But don't stop there. I have 4 more tips to help you make this dream of being a stay-at-home homemaker a reality that will work. Buy or rent the home you can afford on one income. After going through all of Dave Ramsey's steps and you have your debts paid off other than your mortgage, then reevaluate the home that you are living in. If you are renting or buying, is the rent or mortgage small enough to afford just on your husband's income? If not, then look into refinancing to reduce your payments, or you can find a new, maybe smaller or older house that is less money with a smaller payment. If you rent currently, look for a cheaper place to rent. This will be the biggest help reducing how much is going out for your housing. It takes the biggest chunk out of the paycheck, so if you can reduce it even by a little bit, it will help so much in the long run. Stick to a budget. If you've already gone through Dave Ramsey's steps, you've already started learning the basics of sticking to a budget. So here I want to fine-tune these skills and really get good at sticking to a budget, saving money, and investing in our future. If you haven't already got to the point where all your regular bills are covered just by your husband's income and your income is all going into savings or investing in things you will need later as a homemaker, then work on getting to that point here. Do without or find alternatives that are cheaper. This is where you can really cut costs. A little here and there will add up to sometimes an entire month's rent or mortgage payment. Yikes. Now, don't get mad at me here for what I'm about to say, but how much do you spend on getting your hair done? Do you get it done every month? How about mani and pedis? Do you do that every month too? How about grabbing a coffee from your favorite coffee shop on your way to work every morning? Now, I will say here that I didn't do any of these things on a regular basis when I was working full-time outside the home, except maybe the coffee, but even that was not an everyday thing. So I can appreciate here that when you are used to all these things at the frequency you get them, then this will be a very big adjustment. I don't want you to think that I can't understand that. What I want you to do is have an open mind at some alternatives. So let's play out a scenario here for just a minute. Let's say you just can't go without getting your hair done once a month. Can you do your mani and pedis at home? When you are staying at home, you wouldn't be on the go every morning, so brewing coffee at home would be a pretty easy adjustment. Try all of these out, or whatever combo you think will work best for you. You might want to let your hair grow out so you don't need to get your hair done. But you'd really like to have a pedi during the summer so you feel cute in your favorite sandals. Play around with all these extras. Maybe you have one I didn't mention, or two. And see what you can do at home yourself and what you can cut out completely. You want to be looking at everything you spend your money on and put them into these two categories. And don't worry if you can't get rid of one of them. If it fits in the budget, then you can keep it. So here's category 1. Is it helpful, essential for life, educational, uplifting to me, my husband, or my kids? Okay. And then category 2, is it a time waster, bad for my health, bad for my mental health and spirit, for me, my husband, or my children? So that second category are the things that you can eliminate. And the things in the first category, as long as they all are in the budget, you can keep them. Now, one last thing. Make things from scratch, buying ingredients instead of buying the thing. So I just did a video about a few things that I make at home from scratch instead of buying them. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll put a link to that down in the description. So I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on that here, but I do want you to think about the products you use and the convenience foods you buy and look into making it at home. This will not only help save money, but it will be healthier for you and your family. Being on a budget can be an adjustment, but it is totally doable with these tips. I know you can make these changes so that you can afford to be a stay-at-home homemaker. I hope this was helpful and encouraging. That's all for this time. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.